welcome back to another episode of the Soma Sports Broadcast. I am here with
Jaden,
Brandon,
Philip,
and of course I am Benny. And let's get started. So Friday, this past week, the Somers Tuskers took on the Harrison Huskies in a playoff game, and it was a defensive, low-scoring halftime as Harrison led 6-0 at the half. A surprise. The first half all season, Somers has been shut out. So Harrison's offense showing up on that one drive, but most of the time it was defense. Then scoreless in the third quarter. In the beginning of the fourth quarter, Somers finally gets a touchdown where it's an amazing play by Miguel Iglesias where he throws to Dean Palazzolo for an amazing catch for a touchdown. Block extra point, so it's tied at 6. Then Mason Kelly, a few drives later, runs it in for a touchdown to go up 12-6, and on a bad snap, J.J. Penzo throws it to Will Marcus for a 2-point conversion to go up 14-6. On the final drive, Harrison's last chance, Harrison keeps running the ball, and they fumble where Ben Harris picks it up for Somers to seal the win. An exciting game and win for Somers as they win 14-6. So next up, we're going to go to our interviews, post-game interviews from the Harrison game.
I'm with
Ben Harris.
Now, was hope low in the first half, and how did you feel at that time?
Although we were losing, hope never wavered. We always keep hope in the locker room. Coach Ant's speech, really flipped the energy, so we were able to turn things around.
Awesome. Yeah, that really showed off. Now, what do you need to improve looking on into next game?
We need to work on our blocking.
And now, what was the key to beating Harrison?
Being more aggressive than they were. Just having more fight, having more tenacity.
Awesome. Congrats on your win. Thanks so much. I'm with
Lou Hockman.
Now, was hope low in the first half, and how did you feel?
Well, I don't think all hope was lost, but I definitely think it was a change of scenario. But I think our guys really held it down in the fourth, and it showed. We stuck with it. We didn't put our heads down, and yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely saw that happen. Now, what amazing recovery from 0-6, and what does that mean to you?
Oh, it means everything. When we go down in a playoff game, we don't want to look back and say we're just done. We're just done. We came back and absolutely put up a fight, and won it. I still think our season is way early to be over,
Awesome. And congrats on your win. Thanks so much. Thank you. All right, I'm with
Jaden Reynolds,
Kieran Pico.
Now, hope seemed kind of low. Is that true, and how do you feel?
I thought it was kind of true. We were down in, pretty big game at the start, and, we kind of just turned it around after that.
I never doubted for a second, Jaden. I had complete faith that our team was going to pull through, even when it looked rough. I trust in my team, so.
What do you need to improve looking on to next week's game?
I think I definitely need to improve, helping our starters, with reps in or in practice, with the scout team and everything, because it's kind of gets them better for, in-game situations.
I couldn't agree more with that. I would say I do the same. Yes, give 110% effort every single day. Yeah.
The scout team's definitely important. Now, what was the most exciting part of tonight?
Definitely the first touchdown with DP. Oh my gosh, it was so hype. And then after that, it's kind of just we're winning this game.
Kept going.
Yeah, I concur. I have to say though, Dylan Jimenez, that catch, that scramble drill catch, that was a thing. That was something. I got to give it to him. He really that was insane. That was crazy.
All right, most certainly. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
So today, the day we're recording this, Somers takes on Y in the section championship for this region area, and I want to hear all your predictions. I'm going to get started off first. So Y is a good team. They're the Class B defending champions, and Somers is the Class A defending champion. So this is going to be game of the year for Somers. I'm looking forward to see what happens. Fingers crossed that Somers wins. But I have Somers winning it close, 24-21.
I have a very close game. Somers 14-10. I think it's actually going to be also pretty close. I have a 3-point difference just by a field goal. I think Somer's going to take it 27-24.
And I think it's going to be a very close game. Somers winning 21-20.
All right, folks. So, NASCAR fans, last weekend was the NASCAR Cup Series Championship. We had Byron, Logano, Blaney, and Reddick battling for the championship. And Truex, in his final career race, or at least as a full-time driver, wins the pole. And then eventually in the first stage, Logano passes Truex to win stage 1. Blaney goes on to win stage 2. So Penske sweeping the stages. And in the final restart of the championship, William Byron decides to stay out as he pitted right before the restart. So a great move by the crew chief. However, Logano, with just little more fuel, easily passes Byron, but Blaney gets stuck behind Larson. So Logano's leading, and Blaney eventually catches up to Logano, passing Larson and Byron. And it's a battle. It's a Team Penske battle for the championship. And in the final laps, Blaney's getting close, but Logano is able to hold Blaney off, and Logano is a 3-time Cup Series champion, joining a list of elite drivers. So congratulations to Joey Logano. He is your 2024 Cup Series champion. So I want to hear all your predictions for the early 2025 NASCAR Cup Series champions predictions. I'll start off. So I have, no surprise, 5 of Kyle Larson winning.
I think it's just too early to tell. So I'm just going to go with Byron because he was in the championship 4 this year.
I'm just going to have to go with Larson. I agree with Benny. I think it's going to be pretty close, but I think Larson's going to take it.
I think Blaney's going to make it to the championship again and then take it for 2025.
All right, so next up are the fastest 3 minutes. Get started with the fastest 3 minutes. Bengals, Ravens. Burrow throws to Chase there, and Chase is going to want it in for a touchdown. What a night for Jamar Chase, but here comes Action Jackson to Mark Andrews to take the lead. 20-21, but the Bengals aren't giving up yet. Ravens score 21 unanswered, but there goes Jamar Chase. He will go all the way, an easy touchdown for the Bengals, but the Ravens are going to take the lead as Lamar Jackson throws again for a touchdown, up by 7. Jamar Chase gets the touchdown to tie it. Bengals, Joe Burrow holding up the 2 fingers. Bengals decide to go for 2. The 2-point conversion. Burrow in the pocket. He throws. It's no good, and the Ravens are going to take the win. Lions, Texans. The Texans, what a first half, leading 23-7, but never count Jared Goff and the Lions defense out. The Lions come roaring back to tie it at 23. What a comeback for the Lions. Even though Goff threw 5 interceptions, the Lions to kick the game-winning field goal, and the Lions are going to win. Lions are 8-1. Texans are 6-4. Chiefs, Broncos. Chiefs are 9-0. They haven't lost since Christmas, but coming into this game, the Broncos played the Chiefs tough, up 14-3, but the Chiefs came roaring back. Mahomes to Kelsey there, but up 16-14, the Chiefs lead, but the Broncos, Will Lutz to kick at the game-winning field goal. It's blocked. Chiefs are 9-0. Broncos fall to 5-5. And another stunner for Denver against the Chiefs. Bills, Colts. What a day for the Bills offense and Josh Allen. Flacco just threw picks all day. Josh Allen, he can go all the way. Bills win 30-20, and they're 8-2. Next week they play the 9-0 Chiefs. A battle of 2 first-place teams in the division, the Commanders, the Steelers. It was a close battle all day, but down 27-21. That was Cook. He throws to Mike Williams. Steelers get the winning touchdown. They win 28-27. Eagles, Cowboys. Cowboys without Dak Prescott, an issue for them. Eagles bounce all over the Cowboys. Eagles win 34-6. 49ers and Buccaneers welcome back Christian McCaffrey, and that many fantasy owners of his missed. But it was Purdy to Kittle there. Mayfield, what a play by him there. But tied at 20. Jake Moody to kick the game-winning field goal. 49ers are 5-4. They're back in it. Buccaneers have lost 4 in a row. Cardinals march all over the Jets. Cardinals win 31-6 and have won 4 in a row. Saints, Falcons. Saints just fired their coach and things looking up. Losing 7 in a row, but Martez Valdez-Scantling with a touchdown there. Saints win. Their losing streak is over. Chargers, Titans. Chargers win. They have won 3 straight. Passing TD and rushing TD for Herbert. Jaguars, Vikings. It was defense all day here in Jacksonville, but it was Sam Darnold who threw 3 picks. But the Vikings still somehow win. They win 12-7. What a day for the New England Patriots. Patriots march all over the Bears. They win 19-3. In Germany, the Giants take on the Panthers. This game took until overtime, but it's the Panthers who win with the Giants fumble there. Panthers kick the game-winning field goal, and they're going to win 20-17. Is it for Week 10, and I'll see you next week.
Now we have our Week 12 game predictions. I'll start with mine. I have the Lions Colts. I think this is going to be an absolute dominant production by the Lions. I think it's going to be 2-14, maybe even more high scoring. I'm not too sure, but I think the Lions are going to take that. Next, we have a divisional game in the NFC North. We have Bears Vikings. I think the Bears actually might come out on top. I think the Vikings might too. It's very close. But with this, I am going to take the Vikings 27-24. I see it going either way, but it's going to be pretty decently high scoring. What about you, Jaden?
I have the Eagles and the Rams going against each other. I think both teams are pretty strong against each other. I think the Eagles are going to win by 1 point, 13-12.
And for the great offenses for both those teams, that would be a surprise. What could happen?
Commanders and the Cowboys. I think Commanders have been doing pretty well. Cowboys are not doing as well as they sometimes do. So I'm predicting that they go 21-14. Commanders winning. What about you, Brandon?
I think Jaden's being a little too generous towards the Cowboys, but I've got Steelers winning against the Browns 35-13, and then the Chiefs win against the Panthers 38-21.
And my first game is the Packers and the 49ers, and it's always one-sided in this matchup. And I think it's going to be that one-sided again, especially with McCaffrey back. I just don't think the Packers show up here. I think the 49ers win 31-13 against the Packers. And my second game, a battle of the Harbaugh coaches, where I see this game going into overtime, tied at 23, where it's going to be, I think, Jim Harbaugh that gets it over John Harbaugh to win it 26-23. The Chargers win.
Next up, we are going to pick our favorite Somers or NFL plays from this last week here. Benny, why don't you start us off?
All right, so I got to go with this NFL amazing play for Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase to tie the game at 28. Burrow just threw it down the field easily, and Jamar Chase easily landed in for a touchdown.
All right, and then I'm going with Somers over here against Harrison. Somers recovered a fumble against Harrison with 1 minute left in the game to secure their playoff win and to move on to face Rye this week.
Yeah, I'm also picking from that game. I will say that is a great play, but my favorite is the first play entering the fourth quarter. Somers was at the time 0-6, and then Dean Palazzolo catch a deep throw with 2 defensemen on him, and in the end zone and made a touchdown, which showed the determination Somers has and made the score 6-6, and then they eventually win.
One of my favorite plays was actually in the NFL this week. I had the Bills defense. They did amazing against Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco threw 3 picks, but that Bills defense first quarter, one of the first drives of the game, Bills defense got that touchdown, 4 sacks and a fumble recovery, along with the 3 interceptions. So I really like that.
All right, folks, so today I'm going to be predicting the Baltimore Ravens schedule for the rest of the season. So the Ravens currently sit at 7-3. Going into Week 11, playing the Steelers, I think they're going to win there. Win against the Steelers, then they play the Chargers. You already know who I predicted to win there. I have the Chargers beating the Ravens there in a Harbaugh brothers battle. Then Ravens take on the Eagles. I think they win against the Eagles. Lamar Jackson has been playing great football. That's going to be a good game, but I think the Ravens take that one. Then Ravens play the Giants. I think Ravens take that one easily. Then they take on the Steelers. I think the Steelers are going to win game 2 against the Ravens. So Steelers beat the Ravens there. Then they take on the Texans. Week 17, I think the Ravens are going to beat the Texans. And then Week 18 against the Browns, I think that is a win. So I have the Ravens ending off the season at 12-5. All right, folks. So now I'm going to predict the Philadelphia Eagles' schedule for the rest of the season. So they currently sit at 8-2. Week 11, they beat the Commanders. So Week 12, they play the Los Angeles Rams, and I have the Eagles winning that one. Then they take on the Ravens. Ravens win that one, as you saw before. Then they take on the Panthers. I think Eagles easily beat the Panthers. Then they take on the Steelers. I think the Steelers are going to take this one. I'm feeling Steelers in this one. Then in the Pennsylvania battle. Then the Commanders. I think the Commanders take game 2 of the series. Commanders have been playing amazing football. Then Week 17 against the Cowboys, losing 2 in a row. Eagles come in, destroy the Cowboys. And then Week 18 versus the Giants, another win for the Eagles. So that is going to put the Eagles, I believe, at 12-5. So 12-5 for the Eagles in this season. So I want to hear, what do you guys think? How well do you think the Eagles are going to do for the rest of the season? And same thing for the Ravens. So next up is our fantasy challenge. So you watched our past videos. You should know how this works. But basically, we pick 1 QB, 1 wide receiver, 1 running back, tight end, defense, and kicker for the week. And whoever scores the most combined points out of all of us wins. All right, so I'm going to get started. So my team is, I took Jaden Daniels on the Commanders as my QB, Jamar Chase on the Bengals as my wide receiver, Saquon Barkley for my running back. He's been playing really good on the Eagles, Sam Laporta for the Lions, the Vikings defense as they are playing not the best opponent this weekend, or not the best offensive opponent this weekend, and Justin Tucker as my kicker.
So my quarterback this week is Jalen Hurts from the Eagles. My wide receiver is Deebo Samuel from the 49ers. My running back is Alvin Kamara from the Saints. Tight end will be TJ Hawkinson from the Vikings. I have Brandon Aubrey as a kicker and the Lions defense.
Nice. I have Lamar Jackson from the Ravens. I got Justin Jefferson from the Vikings. I have Derrick Henry from the Ravens. I have Kittle from the 49ers. I have the Jets defense, and then I have Jake Bates from the Lions.
All right, and I have Josh Allen on the Bills as my quarterback. My wide receiver is CeeDee Lamb on the Cowboys. I have Christian McCaffrey coming back as my running back. And then for my tight end, I have Engram. And defense, I have Ravens. And for my kicker, I have Jake Moody. I have him in Benny's league. And he's been doing pretty good. All right, so we're here with Benny Silk, the president of the Sports Broadcasting Club. And it's honestly pretty impressive how you started this club and how successful it's been. Tell us how you became interested in broadcasting.
So my entire life, I've been a big sports fanatic. It started with the NFL, seeing the Patriots win 6 Super Bowls, baseball, basketball, watching the Celtics win the championship last year. But overall, throughout my life, I've gotten really into sports, and over the years, I got into predicting football games, and behind the scenes, like in my private time, I practice scenarios, broadcasting play-by-play games, touchdown, blah blah team, and that really got me into predicting play-by-play, into broadcasting overall. And then over the years I got more into it, and then last year I decided this is what I want to do for my career, which eventually led me to starting this club.
And you talked a little bit about it already, but why did you start the broadcasting club?
So I was visiting Syracuse, and a shout out to Milo Hoffman. I met with him, and he suggested to me something that he did in high school that would be fun, is start a sports broadcasting club. And I thought that was a really great idea. At first, I really had no idea what I would make out of it, but that was during spring break, and the first day I got back, I met with Mrs. O'Shea, talked about the process and went from there. At first I didn't have an advisor, but eventually I was able to find Mr. Cleary, which was happy to do it. While during that time I decided what I want the club to look like. I came up with the idea for the talk show, threw it in there to eventually broadcast games. I didn't really think we'd have the opportunity, so the fact that we've had the opportunity to broadcast games like this has been amazing. It's really great how far this club has gone, and the next week after the club got approved, we got started. Last year we created 4 episodes, and then this year it's great how it's approved in season 2, and yeah, so.
Awesome. That's so cool to get insight into your story and everything about the beginnings of this club. Now, how does it feel that you started this club?
It feels amazing. It's amazing what we've been able to accomplish, and never imagined, like, all the people that watch our stuff. It's just, overall, it's been a great experience, and I'm excited to see where this club goes in the future.
How do you feel about the club's success?
So I think the club's success has been very well, a lot better than I could have imagined it could have been when I started the club. But I always think, this is what I always say, we always can improve in many ways, maybe making the audience a bit, like a bigger audience somehow, or just overall like other ideas, broadcasting more games and setting up more opportunities. But I feel like everything's gone really great so far.
Awesome. Now, how do you see this club going in the future?
So I hope we continue what we're doing, and I think it will be successful. I'm excited to see there's so many good opportunities. We may be able to interview maybe even an NFL player at some point in the future. There's a chance, but what we've been able to do on the episodes and all like the broadcasting, it's been amazing. I'm excited to see, even after I leave and go to college, what you guys could do with the club after I go.
And how do you feel about the feedback you've gotten?
It's been amazing. Just hearing the feedback, it's all been positive. Just hearing it just makes me think it was all worth it, and it's going to help me in the long run, and hope it'll help you guys as well. All right, so next up, we're going to be doing some NFL trivia and NBA trivia as well, but we're going to get started with NFL, so I'll be asking the questions, and these guys have to answer. So the first question is, what team has scored the most points in a game in NFL history? Is it A, the Bears, B, the Dolphins, C, the Cowboys, or D, the Steelers?
I think it's going to be A, the Bears.
Okay.
I think I'm just going to go with the Bears, too. I think it was I don't know if it was the Bears or the Dolphins. I'm going to go Bears because that one, conference game back in, 85 or something. So I'm going to go Bears.
Yes, it is the Bears. The Bears once won a game, I believe it was back in the 1920s, 30s, or 40s, where they won 73-0. So, next up is, who was the QB for the Jets in 2008? Was it A, Brett Favre, B, Josh McCown, C, Matt Castle, or D, Peyton Manning?
I think it's Brett Favre.
I wasn't even alive.
I'm going to just guess that.
So I'm just going to take a guess and say C, Matt Cassell.
All right, so it was Brett Favre. Phillips, right? All right, so who has the most passing touchdowns in NFL history? Is it A, Tom Brady, B, Drew Brees, C, Peyton Manning, or D, Eli Manning?
I'm going to go Tom Brady.
I think Tom Brady has to be the obvious answer here because Benny. So I'm going to go with Drew Brees instead.
You're going with Tom Brady?
Yeah, I'm going to go Brady.
Philip, you are correct.
Oh.
Drew Brees is in second. All right, so how many QBs were drafted this year in the first round of the NFL draft? Was it A7, B5, C4, or D38?
I think we can automatically eliminate D for obvious reasons. I don't know if that was in there to throw us off or what, but I'll go with C4.
I'm stuck between B and C because I know it was Caleb Williams, Drake May, J.J. McCarthy. I'm going to say B5 just to contradict him.
All right, you're correct. It was Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, and Bo Nix. Those are the 5 QBs. Okay. So what NFL player has been to the Somers High School out of these?
I know that one.
Is it A, Eli Manning, B, Sauce Gardner, C, Sam Darnold, or D, Daniel Jones?
D.
It's Daniel.
Yes, you are both correct. The cool fact is Daniel Jones has been here before, I believe, for the girls' flag football event. Alright, so now on to some NBA questions. So, first question is, what player from the Celtics won the 2024 NBA Finals MVP? So, was it A, Sam Hauser, B, Jason Tatum, C, Jaylen Brown, or D, Drew Holiday?
B.
Is Jaylen Brown? I think he's on this. I'm gonna just go C. I'm not too good on NBA.
Yeah, they are all Celtics on there, but it was C, Jaylen Brown.
We're getting these right. I don't even know the NBA.
So, what team in the NBA won the 2019 championship? Was it A, the Knicks, B, the Raptors, C, the Celtics, or D, the Warriors?
I know nothing
I
about.
think that one was
NBA,
B Raptors.
But I'm just gonna take the Celtics. I mean, I'm not too sure, man.
It was the B Raptors, so Brandon is
Yeah,
correct
going
there.
right. I guess, but it's okay.
Alright, so what team out of these had LeBron James never played for? Is it A, the Mavericks, B, the Cavaliers, C, the Heat, or D, the Lakers?
I know this one for sure. A.
I was
Mavericks.
gonna say A because I think my dad has a couple of other jerseys, so I'm gonna go A, Mavs.
Alright, you are both correct. He has played on the Cavs, Heats, and Lakers, and that's it. Alright, and our last question of the day, who is the only player to score 100 points in a game in the NBA? Is it A, Michael Jordan, B, Magic Johnson, C, Larry Bird, or D, Will Chamberlain?
I'm gonna go. Actually, I think I do know this one because my dad loves this stuff. I'm gonna go Will Chamberlain. I know it doesn't look like the obvious answer, but I think it has to be.
I'm gonna go with Magic Johnson B.
Alright, Philip is correct. It was Will Chamberlain scored 100 points back in the 50s. So, I'm going to add one more question on about NASCAR. So, out of these 4 drivers, what driver has not won a championship? A, Kyle Larson, B, Chase Elliott, D, Kyle Busch, or D, William Byron?
I'm gonna go Bush. I don't know.
I don't think Byron is one.
Alright, Brandon is
Oh,
correct.
dang it.
I knew that all the other ones won, so it had to be Byron.
Alright, folks, so before we go, so if you're wondering who we are the Somer Sports Broadcasting Club. We create talk show episodes each week. If you're interested in joining the club, we're looking for people to talk about any type of sports, especially the NHL and Formula One. But if you're interested, feel free to come. You can come next Wednesday or Wednesday after this video is released. So, yeah, and we're in the athletic conference room. So,
It's room 14 next to Mr. Haddam's office.
we are the Somer Sports Broadcasting Club. See you next week.